from Crispy's Springfield Gallery. It's a special edition of The Horse's Mouth.
All right, welcome into another edition of The Horse's Mouth here on Buzz TV. Hey, we're not at Tommy Mack's. We're at Crispy's in historic Springfield. Got a great show lined up for you. Lonnie Martz is here, former Jacksonville Jaguar, great linebacker in the National Football League. Sammy Kavaris is here, longtime Jacksonville broadcaster. Going to talk Jags, going to talk Pats, going to talk sports. We've got some great businesses that we've met here in Springfield. What a great community. All headed your way this week on The Horse's Mouth right here on Buzz TV.
This special edition of The Horse's Mouth is brought to you by iTrip Vacations.
Proud to introduce my title sponsor for The Horse's Mouth. It's Ewing Real Estate, a great group of people who can help you with any commercial real estate project out there. Whether you're developing land, you're building an office or an apartment complex, or you need some help with financing, we can assist you. Give us a call at 354-5573 or visit us online at alanewing.com. All right, welcome back to The Horse's Mouth live here at Crispy's in historic Springfield. Lonnie Martz, Sammy Kavaris. We're talking Jags football, of course. What else is there to talk about, Sam, in the fall?
Well, there's
tennis,
plenty. We can talk about
golf,
Djokovic. We can talk about Tiger,
the
Ryder Cup.
Hey, by the way,
Jim Furyk, you know, I was on with him.
That's right.
They're headed to Paris here in a couple of weeks.
That's right. That's going to be exciting.
And that was interesting that, and we can talk a little golf, that the four guys that he picked as the captain's picks.
Yep.
He picked, obviously, Tiger and Phil.
Yep.
But then he picked Bryson DeChambeau, who has played very well as of late. And I don't know if you have followed it at all, but this guy is a completely different player. I mean, every one of his clubs is the same length. He talks a different language about the game. His swing is there's no feel to it. It's all mechanical.
Okay.
I mean, if you listen to him talk to his caddy, he goes, all right, so the green is -10 and this lie is a +2. You're like, what the heck is that guy talking about?
Yeah, right.
And then his putting theory is all mechanical, no moving parts. You know, he looks like Frankenstein, but the guy has won, you know, 2 big tournaments here at the end of the year. And then he picked Tony Finau, who has had a phenomenal end of the year. And I mean, Tony Finau is basically only known to people as the guy that dislocated his ankle at the Masters.
Yeah, right. That's right, running down the 8th fairway. Yeah,
that's what people know him for. Yeah, you saw that. I was like,
you know what happened.
I tell you the backstory on that. Since I saw it, I said, he's rolled that thing 100 times.
Oh yeah.
Turns out, because he reached down and put it back in.
Yeah.
First time he'd ever done it.
Yeah.
No. That's the first time it ever happened.
He rolled his ankle.
Can you imagine?
No.
He reached down and did that on the first time.
We've all rolled our ankle. It feels like you broke it right in half. Wow. All right, before we get back into Jags, what's your take on Serena Williams and the U.S. Open? I mean, what's the right? Is there a right path? I mean, what?
I don't disagree with her argument.
Okay.
I do disagree with her premise that women are treated different when it comes to the rules than men.
Okay.
And the U.S. Tennis Association, and eventually Wimbledon, and eventually the French and the Australian, but the USTA, at kind of the urging of players like Billie Jean King, has really moved the women's game forward with paying women equally, moving their championship to its own place. Remember, it used to be played in between the men's semifinals.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like the sideshow.
Yeah.
You know, not anymore.
Yeah, right.
It has its own place. So, you know, I agree that I thought Serena was over the top in her criticism of the umpire.
Okay.
And remember, in our culture, you can say certain things in our culture. You can't call somebody a thief in a lot of cultures and not expect it to be an incredible insult.
Right.
So,
good point.
You know, I just think that she's the greatest women's player ever.
Phenomenal.
Okay, she is
Great champion.
Phenomenal for the sport. And I think also having daughters like you do, she's been an incredible role model.
I agree.
And I think that's something that momentarily she forgot there.
Yeah. Well, I think look, we all get athletes. We all like you lose it. I've done it against coaches. I wanted to beat up Steve Zabel a couple times. Like you lose it, right? You just lose your composure. Right. But we ended up being good friends for the record. But you know what I mean? You kind of lose that composure because of the passion.
I think she actually held it in check pretty well because she was demanding that he give her an apology. Yes, and I've seen it where you blow up and you throwing stuff and going off and you're trying to get at him and want to fight. It didn't happen. She actually talked him through and she's like, hey, you owe me an apology. And so I thought that she actually held it down a little bit. Now, obviously, that's the point that's being made, and so now you look like you're a little bit flustered. You never want to see them sweat. Right. And so they saw her sweat. And so
who won the match? And don't say the other girl.
The young girl from Japan.
The other girl. Nobody knows.
Yeah, that was a shame. They should have celebrated her more.
Because I mean, that girl played beautifully.
She did.
She's playing against Serena, who's won 24 majors, 24 Grand Slams.
Yeah,
who's awesome. Who hits it with pace, great serve, court presence. And this girl shows up at 24 years old and brings game on the court.
Yeah, that's right. Which has not been brought to Serena in a while, and so I feel bad about that because we should know her name and be expecting her to
meet again.
Yeah,
they'll meet again, and it'll all be good. All right, Jags taking on the Pats. What do you think, Lon? What do you think's going to happen in this game?
I think the Pats are going to look to establish themselves as the team a little bit better than they did in the championship game. And so they're looking at film and they're going to find out what did we do wrong to let them stay in the game as long as they did, and we're going to test them early. And so whatever they're doing right now that is so-so, they're going to expose it. The Jags are going to come out with that swagger and try to pound them and get them out of their game. So I'm hoping to see what happens.
You think Fowler? One thing I like about Fowler, he brings an intent. I mean, he likes to hit people.
Oh yeah, no question.
He's a physical presence, and not that they need it, but man, that's a nice addition.
That's pretty good. The Jaguars. I just think that the Jaguars will establish themselves early, like Lonnie's talking about the Patriots, and they'll establish themselves in a very physical way. There might be some early penalties, and it's the only way to get Brady out of his comfort zone.
Right.
And when you say that, you say, well, if you rush Brady early, he dumps it to this guy, he dumps it to that guy. The Jaguars are built with Miles Jack and Telvin Smith to run those guys down. And the X factor is Gronkowski. Because if you get the ball to him quickly, now he's more physical, more imposing guy than anybody else. So that'll be the game plan. Let's get it to Gronk as quickly as we can. Because they've lost their running back. Hill's gone for the year with an ACL. So I just think that Brady is, as Lonnie said, they're looking at the things that they didn't do early on against the Jaguars in the AFC Championship game that would have better established it. And that, in plain and simple, is get the ball out of Brady's hands quickly and get the job done.
Well, I think they're, to the Jags, credit, I think they're going to say, well, we handled Gronk before, we can handle him again.
They knocked him out of the game.
But it's early in the season.
That'd be good if they get him out early.
It would be, but it's early in the season.
Doing something illegal?
Hit him right in the chest, Sam. Break his sternum. Wait, you can't break any bones anymore? You can't break any bones anymore?
That's a penalty.
It is? Oh, that's right. You better... hey, listen, you're just going to touch him on the rear end. The next thing you know, they're down. You're down. Gentlemen, always a pleasure, man. Sammy, great to have you. What a great place here at Crispy's in Springfield. Awesome place to hang out. All right, more to come right here on the Horse's Mouth. The Horse's Mouth, also brought to you by Stellar. Taking solutions further. Check them out online at stellar.net. All right, we're here live in historic Springfield at Crispy's Springfield Gallery. Great to be here. Great neighborhood. So excited to be a part of this great neighborhood here on the Horse's Mouth. My good friends Lonnie Martz, Sammy Kavaris, they joined me here at the bar. So excited to have you guys on the first show. We're at a live venue. Sammy, you know that's not easy, right? You're the TV guy.
I feel like I need like a phone book to sit on.
Here, I'll get down.
Platform?
I am. I got a little box. I'm like Tom Cruise. I need a box, to make sure I'm nice and tall. Let me flip some things up. Oh, you didn't like that one?
I thought it was funny, but it might be the
Irish
movie.
guy was interesting. Coughlin's Law, if you remember that
And
one.
also ended up in the movie, killed himself in the movie, if you remember, and actually committed suicide in real life.
No kidding.
It's a shame. Terrible.
All right, well, that's a great way to start this off, Sammy. I appreciate it. Fist bump, baby. All right, so Jags 1-0. Lana, I'm going to start with you. How'd you feel about the victory?
Well, I think they hung on. They hung on to win. Any win is good starting off because you got so many things going on at the same time. Well, one, not a lot of foolish penalties, and they actually played, I think, up to par to say that they lost their key offensive player.
Yeah.
And so Yeldon comes in, does really well, stands in the gap, and really plays well. So, later in the year, you might say, well, that's what you got to do to win, to be in the running at the end. But they did it early on, so I expect that they're showing that they can play.
That's why Yeldon's still on this team, because they thought about getting rid of him a few times, but on third down, he was the only guy who not only understood the offense and how he needed to pick up that linebacker, Maurice Jones-Drew was great at that. Fred Taylor got good at it, but Yeldon was the only guy. I mean, they love Corey Grant, but he's not. First of all, he's not big enough.
Right.
And Fournette. That's one of the reasons that in training camp they specifically worked with Fournette a lot on third down, so that he could be in the game on third down, even if they weren't going to throw it to him or give it to him, because when that hole opens up and a guy like one of you two is running through, he's got to be standing there.
You got to step in there.
I think if you look at Fournette's game and you look at Yeldon's game, they've both worked on becoming a complete back. Like Yeldon was always third down; he's great at it, but he can run up in the middle. He can thump it if he needs to.
He was pretty shifty. I've been impressed with him always at Alabama and even as a pro. That hole doesn't have to be any more than that wide, and he can get through there. Right?
That one run, that hole is like this big. I don't even know how he did it.
I think most of his playing time is going to be predicated on third down because he can make things happen out of the backfield. With the blocks are key because my man Bowles has to get the ball downfield, and he don't have that time. It's done. It's game's over. And so that third down conversion.
I was in the locker room today. Boy, they're cocky. Just cocky, and it's okay. They're 1-0. They went to the AFC Championship game last year. They're playing the Patriots this week, but you guys have been on cocky teams before, and there's a difference between a cocky team that prances out there and thinks all we got to do is show up,
and a confident team,
and a cocky team that's also confident that, hey, I'm going to do my job, and you're not going to stop me.
Right. Well, listen, you doing the podcast together, The Hammer with Sam Kavaris and Tom McManus. Lonnie joins us from time to time. We talked about, I thought, Lon, they could have used a little bit of a loss. I thought they were a little cocky. But now, after seeing that game, I thought that game was better than a loss and what it could do for you. Because why?
Give you a wake-up call?
I think it gave him a wake-up call a little bit.
I think it does, but I also think, as Sammy said, they can be a little cocky from the standpoint of, we won that game, we weren't even trying. We didn't even have all of our good guys, all our pieces on the way. And guess what? We got this next team coming up, and they're probably a little bit lax about us. And so what are we going to do? We're going to surprise them. I don't think so. Once again, a little cocky, but a loss could have been a real wake-up call, especially early on. But I think this next game is going to tell us where we stand.
I just thought, first game, don't know what to expect. The Giants are kind of a new team, other than, Eli and the other cast of characters and those guys. But, you didn't know what you were going to expect. They were in a tough nail-biter. They had to fight the whole time. I was afraid they thought
on the road,
they'd go up there and win by 3 touchdowns.
In a place they've never won before. Never won at MetLife.
So I was impressed. At the end of the day, I was impressed.
I was impressed that they held on to win. Okay. But they didn't win the way I thought they should have won. Okay. I thought they should have come out and showed me that, because I hear the talk. So I'm thinking, you should win by 3 because New York is struggling. I'm just being honest. We got a good running back. Yes, okay, that's great. But he's young. How much can he change the game early on. He's one guy. And you do have a receiver.
Right. Sure. Both of you guys know, though, that teams are built to win their division. So you're built to win in your division. That's how you.
That gets you to playoffs.
I mean, the NBA is built like that. The NFL is built like that. So they're built to beat Houston, Indianapolis, and Tennessee. Those are the teams they're built to beat. Now they're 1-0. Those 3 teams are 0-1. What are the odds? Give me the odds that the Jaguars make, and I know the real numbers because I was in Vegas. What are the odds that the Jaguar, in your mind, that the Jaguars make the AFC Championship?
25-1.
Okay. Lon?
I wouldn't know about 25-1. I'm thinking 85% chance they'll be there.
85%, right?
Okay. I can't do that math in my head, but all right. So we're right.
I mean, you went to Tulane, you went to BC, and I said many times I went to Clemson and Maryland, and when I transferred, I'm sure I raised the IQ of both schools.
There you go.
Jaguars are 16-1 to win the Super Bowl.
To win the Super Bowl, wow.
Only 7-1 to win the AFC Championship. And I don't know if that's that. I know what it is. It's part of what they did last year.
Yep.
But who's going to beat them? The only other 2 teams in the league who are even in that conversation right now are the Steelers and the Patriots.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Let's see about Carson Wentz coming back. I think Philly will be
That's in the NFC.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Right. So, but I mean, think about the conference.
Yeah.
Think about. I mean, if they don't win their division, they're a disappointment.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay. They got to win.
I mean, look at the people in the division. Everybody's like, "Oh, Houston's going to be so much better," and I really like Tennessee. I don't care how much better they get; they're not going to beat the Jaguars.
They shouldn't.
They should.
Hang on to those thoughts. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back here. We're live at Crispy's in historic Springfield. Lonnie Mars, Sam Kavaris, my good friends at the bar right here on Buzz TV. The Horse's Mouth also brought to you by Synovus Bank, the bank of here. Check them out online at synovus.com.
This is a Clydesdale. Despite what you see in the commercials, he doesn't play football. He won't bring me a cold one, as much as I wish he would. He does not fall easily in love with his kitty cat pals, of which he has none. He's just really good at being a horse on this ranch. I run with help from my banker at Synovus, bank of here. Really, Bruce?
All right, time once again for Up Close and Personal here on the Horse's Mouth. We are live from historic Springfield at Crispy Springfield Gallery in our first ever show in front of a live audience. It's pretty awesome here. We've got some businesses that are here in Springfield. They help each other out. They got some great things going on. John Crispins, he's owner of Crispy's. Melanie from Fred Cotton's, the Landmark Barbecue, we all know that. And Erica Klein from Blue Chocolate. Thank you all for being here tonight. It's fantastic. I already know it because I see it in the crowd. You guys are together. I mean, this is a great neighborhood, and you pull for one another, you help one another, and you try to make each other succeed. Am I right, John?
Springfield is the best community I've ever been a part of.
Is that right? Where have you been? Are you from Jacksonville? Are you from other travels or what?
I'm from New York originally, but I've been in Jacksonville for 25 years. I've been here since before we had the Jaguars, so grew up a Giants fan, but I'm a Jag fan through and through now because I've been here from the beginning.
Who'd you root for last weekend?
Oh, of course, Jags all the way. We had a great game.
It was a good, gritty win, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was absolutely. All right, Melanie, you're with Fred Cotton's, which is historic in its own right. You brought some good grub today with some sauce. And you guys have been doing it for a long time, since 1946. That's incredible.
That is incredible. I've had it since 2015, October. Actually, I'm coming up on 3 years this year.
Okay.
I brought some ribs. That's our top seller.
Yep.
Everybody comes to the ribs. We have great, it's just, Springfield is a wonderful community. We have a lot of great customers. My staff is great.
And you guys are moving, right?
We're actually moving, yes.
Springfield.
We're too big. We got way too big for our small building. It's really sad, actually, but it's actually happy and sad at the same moment. because it's bigger and we're actually gonna add some seafood.
All right.
And we're gonna have a bar.
Nice.
So super excited about that.
That's exciting.
Yes.
That's exciting. Erica, you've been a pastry chef for 30 years, all over the place here in Jacksonville. You went away, you came back, and Blue Chocolate's a new venture. Tell us about that.
So Blue Chocolate, we started Blue Chocolate in Tortola, British Virgin Islands 2 years ago.
Okay.
It's kind of bittersweet. Hurricane knocked us out, but it didn't keep us down. So now we're here in this awesome community of Springfield, and we're opening in the old 3 Layers cafe building. So now it's going to become Blue Chocolate, and we're making Southern Caribbean bean to bar chocolate, Southern comfort desserts. We'll have coffee, tea, beer, and wine, and a Southern and Caribbean small bite menu. So we're across the board.
Nice.
This community has welcomed us with open arms. So we're just excited about being here.
Well, Jacksonville's growing, and it's fantastic. And Springfield's on a resurgence, and has been for some time now. And it's great that businesses like yours are doing well. That's exciting, and it's good that you're all a part of it. So yours is new, but you've been around a long time. But I want each of you to answer this. What's the key to success in the food or beverage world? I'll start with you, John.
Treating customers as more like as a friendship and a relationship. I mean, that's what I try to instill in my bartenders and my servers. If somebody comes in, I want you to learn their name. They better know your name. And the next time they come in, you throw their name back at them, you have a customer for life, and they're going to feel comfortable, coming in day after day.
And since 1946, you've been doing it right for a long, long time. But customer service is so key in any kind of business.
Very important. Very important. Food consistency is very important to keep. Yes, it has to be the same. It can't be any different. Definitely customer service. Your customers, if it wasn't for your customers, you wouldn't have your business. So customers are very, very important to us.
Yeah, I know you feel the same way, Erica, right? Good food and good service and just good relationships.
And especially in this neighborhood, because everyone is so close-knit, we have to be on point, so from our food and to the service. And I want everyone to know who I am, so then I know who they are.
That's right.
And so then I can make anything special for them, so then it makes them feel like they're at home.
That's right.
We want them to feel like, they're eating their grandmama's food, so it's all about the service and consistent food.
That's right. Yeah. All right, John, so people come into Crispy's, what can they expect? What should they order off the menu?
Well, everybody asks me what's the top things here, and I have to say, we've got the best pizza in Jacksonville. Our wings, we bake our wings, and I always say, we have a chipotle dry rub, which are hands down the best wings around, and then our meatballs can't be beat. So those are going to be the top 3, but there's not a dip in the menu. Everything is spot on.
So with Cotton's, has the recipes from 1946, I got to imagine? That's incredible. And duplicating that over and over and over and over and over times infinity, right?
Very important.
Always got to be on point with
it. Has to be on point, because we have a lot of customers that have been coming there since they're like 80s, and they've been coming there since teenagers. And so they will know if you change it. It has to be point on.
I always love sides. I love, ribs, chicken, whatever, but the sides really do it for me. What are the sides? What do you got?
Our top side, our best selling side is collard greens and coleslaw. I'm very particular about my coleslaw. I'm a coleslaw, it has to be perfect. And ours is, it's sweet, but it's not too sweet, and it's vinegary, but it's perfect.
Okay. How about Erica? How about you? Brought some great goodies here. A way to my heart. That's one of the ways. I do have a sweet tooth. Why don't you tell us what we have here?
So we have our first one is our banana pudding.
Okay.
And I used to be the pastry chef of Peabody Hotel. So this is our Memphis banana pudding. Yeah, it's so many different varieties that you can have. Next is our Bailey's milk chocolate cake.
Okay.
So that chocolate cake is soaked in Bailey's with a milk chocolate icing with little milk chocolate chips all over it and white chocolate. Then is my grandmother's sour cream pound cake.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
with
Okay.
fresh strawberries. Our famous, we're known for our cookies and our brownies. So when I did Top Chef, I won one of the categories for my cookies, and it went over really good.
That's
so
fantastic.
yeah.
Man, you got it all right here. All you three. I can have a full meal, right? Couple courses and finish with dessert. It'll be beautiful. All right, we're all Jag fans, right? I got to imagine. Who's your favorite Jaguar player as we wrap it up?
Well, like I said, I mean, Ramsey, you got to go with
Ramsey.
him. I mean,
You like him talking or not talking?
I prefer he talk less, you know, and
Okay.
but like I said, but he shows up on the field and
He's bad.
and brings it every time.
He can
So
talk
He
on
can
the
back it
field.
up. He can back it up.
He can
so.
talk on the field.
Yeah.
Maybe not off the field, but on the field, no doubt. How about you, Mel?
I haven't really met too many Jaguars, to be honest with you.
Okay. Do you know who our quarterback is?
What's that?
Do you know who our quarterback is?
I do know that. Blake Bortles, and not
Okay.
I'm just,
Go ahead.
yeah. But I mean, we've had Dante Fowler, and he was pretty awesome. He came in and he sat with us, took pictures with my kids. He was awesome.
Very cool. How about you, Erica?
Oh,
Any
you caught
favorite?
me off guard on that one. So I don't know any of the names of the Jaguars, but I just love the game itself. So
Great game.
go Jaguars.
All right, awesome. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Fantastic. You're all doing well. Good luck in your new venture. That's awesome. Hey, I'm an entrepreneur. I love entrepreneurship, and it takes a lot of guts to do it, so I applaud every one of you. All right, great to have you. Great to be here, John. Thank you so much. All right, more to come right here on the Horse's Mouth. We're live from Crispy's in Springfield, historic Springfield, right here on Buzz TV.
What makes the Tom Bush Family Dealership so special?
It's because we treat our customers like family.
Knowing that you're being taken care of genuinely, you know, and you can tell.
We make sure everyone gets what they need, and we try to make it fun.
You know, once you're in a CX-9, that's it. You're just destined to own one of those for the rest of your life. So.
And you're happy.
Oh, extremely.
We invite you to join our growing family.
Visit one of our 7 locations today and experience the Tom Bush difference.
Brought to you by
Prost to join us at Oktoberfest Jacksonville, October 12th and 13th at Anheuser-Busch Brewery. The best band, the Wunderbar Band, will be there. We have 2 days, 20 bands, all sorts of fun entertainment for the entire family. Oktoberfestjacksonville.com. Prost!
Right, Sufa! Ziggy Saki, Ziggy Saki! Hut, hut, hut!
All right, got to clean up that mess from all these guests here at Crispy Springfield Gallery. Man, it's been a total blast talking ball with Sammy and Lonnie, talking business with all these great people. They really care about each other, man. It's freaking awesome right here in Springfield. Everybody in it together, helping each other out, working hard, playing hard, having fun, and enjoying life right here in the heart of Springfield. That'll do it for us here on the Horse's Mouth. So make sure you stay cool, Jacksonville, and be safe. And we'll see you next time right here on the Horse's Mouth on Buzz TV. All right, thank you.